So what am I going to ramble about today? In a previous video, I said the phrase, don't let other people's problems become your problem. And that's a phrase that I have uttered for many, many years. I don't remember where I heard it from initially. I know I did not come up with it, but I heard it somewhere and it stuck with me. And I'll give you a good example. Living in China, I would often talk to these students, these young ladies who would complain to me about their family being traditional, their family pushing them to get married even though they didn't want to get married, the fact that they are maybe lesbians but they don't ever want to tell their parents because they're scared. That's not your problem. That's your parents' problem. But you're making it your problem. And I don't think that's a healthy way of living. If other people are closed-minded and other people are overly traditional, well, they're behind on the times. You're always going to have people who are behind on the times. It's not your problem. If you make an effort to communicate with them and let them know your feelings, maybe to try to educate them a bit, but they can't get on board or they can't accept you for who you are, not your problem. So why let it make you feel bad? The advice I would often give my students, and some people might disagree with this advice, is, for example, if your mother is always pushing you to get married, you're 27, 28, and you don't want to get married, but your mother is always pushing you to get married, draw a line and say, hey, Mom, look, I respect you. I care about you. But when you always push me to get married every time we talk on the phone, every time I come to visit you, it makes me unhappy. That's not what I want. I know your thinking might be different from my thinking, but that's not what I want for my life. I care about you. I respect you. I'm gonna be there for you. I'm your daughter. Love you. But that's not the life I want. That's the life you want. So please stop pushing. If your mother continues to push, say, hey, Mom, look, I already told you that's not okay. If you continue to push me, then whenever I call you, if you bring it up, I'm going to hang up the phone or I'm going to stop visiting. And then the next time your mother brings it up and pushes you, hang up the phone. She will learn very quickly, let me not go there. She's serious. If I don't want this conversation to end, if I want her to come and visit me more, I need to avoid this topic. She might not agree, but she will learn. And that was the common theme that I saw from a lot of my students, is that they never stood up for themselves with their parents. And they would always let the traditional thinking of their parents hold them down and push them because they were too afraid to speak out. They would talk to me about it all day, every day, because I'm the wacky, open, crazy foreign teacher, right? I'm the open American. But they would never talk to their parents. They would never even talk to their classmates about it or their friends about it sometimes because, again, letting other people's problems become their problems. You're worried that your friends cannot accept you for who you are? Well, then they're not your friends. They're not your friends. If you never show your friends who you really are, then they're not your friends because they're not friends with the person you are. They are friends with the person you pretend to be. And you're never going to be entirely comfortable with them because you never show who you are. So once again, you're letting other people's problems, the fear of how other people think about you, influence what you do, become your problem. Don't let other people's problems become your problem. Be a nice person. Help people. When people have a problem with you or a disagreement with you, have a conversation. Try to work it out. If you make a mistake, apologize. But beyond that, it's on the other people. Whether or not they accept you, whether or not they can handle who you are, whether or not they can choose to grow as people, or they want to stay stagnant in their ways and be left behind by the will of time. Again, their problem, not your problem. Draw a line, stand up for yourself, learn to be happy with who you are. Don't let other people's problems become your problems. That's it for today. Talk to you next time.